Hey y'all, what's going on? It's the Coastal Critiques panel. We are back again to discuss Salt Lake City's, the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City's season 6, episode 4, Petty Little Liars. Let's get into it.
Oh, let's go.
And we're here.
Guys, hello, and we're back real quick.
Yes, no, like I literally felt like I just stepped away for 5 minutes and boom, we're back again, which I would have it no other way, y'all. I am so happy to be back and, give you all this good old content once again after a long hiatus.
Yes, too long for our taste. I'm not sure about y'all, but it was too long for us too.
It was, y'all. So, of course, as you come on into the room, make sure you guys are hitting the like button on both of our channels because we are streaming from both of our channels. We're also, if you're on X and you're catching this, make sure you come on over here to YouTube and hit the subscription button on both channels. Make sure you are subscribed to both channels. Make sure you leave us some comments. Leave us, your thoughts on how you think the episode went, as well as our commentary, and share us with all of your folks near and far. And there's also, there's like a new button too that I keep seeing. Like you can you can hype the videos and stuff like that.
The videos, yeah.
We're gonna add that to the laundry list of things that we need y'all to do for us.
For sure.
And yeah, we want to hear from you guys because it has been a long time and this is one of our favorite franchises to discuss. So there's always a lot, I feel like, to talk about in this episode in particular. There's a lot to talk about and I can't wait to get to it. Episode 4, like we're 4 for 4. Like we have not gotten any filler episodes so far. They are really down there working this season as they do pretty much every season, y'all. I until they show us something different, I have to give credit where credit is due. They know what they're doing over there in Salt Lake City.
You know what's cool? You know what's cool that I noticed that the part that we think that would have been like a fluff part of the episode, they condense into little clips. So we'll get like little clips of, in between. And I'm loving, when I tell you I'm loving those little clips because it's just enough to give us enough to know, like, okay, they were out and this is, it was lighthearted, or they were out and it was a tough situation that looks like somebody needs to be, it's going to be a reference back to. I am digging. I am digging this season. I mean, what season have we not dug? But literally this season.
Oh, they did have one, but we don't talk. We don't talk about that one.
So far removed. I know which one you're talking about, but we're not even gonna put that one in there. For to be 5 out of 6, you're doing real good. So yeah, I really appreciate just those little clips, and when we get into it, I'm sure you will touch on it because one of those was a good. One of those, I was like, oh yeah, that little clip was a good clip. I love it. So yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like with those little clips, that also tells us that even if it doesn't circle back and become a major storyline, we can clearly tell that they have more than enough to work with over there. And I would love to be a fly on the wall, on the cutting room floor wall, because there's probably just so many more little sidebar storylines and stuff like that we just, we can't see it all. If we saw it all, then literally this show would be on 365 days of the year. And
I was like on the 24/7 channel. It just would run.
Just running constantly. But yeah, y'all, as you come in here, make sure you say hey and all this. Oh my God, look who it is. Hey, Kevin. Yeah. More importantly, missed you both. We missed you as well. May your stay in Hawaii embark an incredible experience for you. And at CC, digging the entire look. Oh, we appreciate you so much, Kevin. Yeah, I was just saying that it's been a long hiatus. Glad to be back. down here talking to you guys. And yeah, I would love to share more about, life here in Hawaii as that, ensues. And of course, my sis looks amazing as always. That's like it's always gonna happen. So
I appreciate you, Kev. We've just been seeing each other in other people's chats, and I love that. I love to see Kev wherever he's at. I just appreciate him so much. So thank you always for supporting us, Kev. It does not go unnoticed.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. And with that being said, y'all, let's jump into it. This episode picked up right where we left off, right at Lisa's clarity luncheon, whatever you want to call it. Bronwyn was getting on that, and Whitney, she took 5. She took 5 until Lisa was going to go ahead and simmer down. She stepped off to stage left, and we also see that Lisa moved to going after Angie's salons and stuff like that. So she kept saying that Angie only owns 1.5 of the Lunatic Fringe salons and the rest are franchises. And Angie quickly had to let her know that that's not really the read that you thought it was going to be, because I actually really do love my business model. And yeah, I do in fact own 3 salons and the rest are franchises. And that's a business model that has been working for me for quite some time. But what doesn't work for me? The fact that you're out here trying to peddle for Kastanevas partnerships, which is also a brand that I've been working with for 26 years. Yeah, you're over there trying to peddle those partnerships, but your son's line, Fresh Wolf, that's on my shelves, that's been on my shelves for a couple of years now, that's got dust on them because no one's checking for it. Yeah, those C-line products. Yeah, that's what we need to talk about. Why aren't you marketing those products like you're trying to market, the Kastanevas products?
Yikes.
Yeah, it got real serious real fast. And of course, that's when Lisa jumped off the porch, because she took that as though Angie was, saying something derogatory about her children or what have you. Like, she got the kids involved. So now Lisa, she saw red. She starts flying off the handle. And there was a really cute little one-liner in there that Angie had when she said, yeah, you do French fries, I do franchise. There's a big difference there, mama. And Mary even clocked that, and she was like, that was a good one.
That should have been the tagline. That should have been the tagline, sis. If not, when we talked about the tagline last night, check for the review we did yesterday on our episode 3. We were talking about the taglines and everything, and we kind of feel like hers was kind of, it was womp womp womp. It wasn't like all that. The word tragedy and all that. I was like, but if she would have came out like this and said French fry, you do French fries and I do franchises, one would have known it was subliminal. It would have been subliminal, and we all would have caught it. And because that broad eats more fries than anybody. Right, so it was a dominant, how you ever say double entrenchment, however you say that word. That, and I was just like, get her without even hurting her that hard, crazy. And yes,
we right, that's lighthearted shade that we like, y'all. That's the that's what keeps the story going and adds that social embellishment that we like. That right there, but. And yeah, the time change is not, I really like being on West Coast time. Like, I really, really like that. So now being 3 hours beyond that is definitely been throwing me off a little bit, but what can we do?
Yeah, she's 3 hours behind me and I thought I was late.
Exactly. Really, you gotta watch he be Mr. Barb be watching like the football and stuff, like literally at like 7 o'clock in the morning is when the games come on. Pretty much, it's crazy. Off the record, there was one live you and I were on some time ago that had me so I had to exit stage right as I think about it. Escapes what live it was.
Yes, I think I can't think of it right now, but man,
I'm so
you ain't lying.
I'm curious now. I need to know.
We'll think, if you think of it, Kev, just put it in the chat. We'll read it. We ain't worried about what everybody else is thinking right now.
Lisa's response. Yeah. So Lisa and Angie, they again are very much going back and forth. I believe at one point Angie even called Lisa the B word, or she was like, "Nope, you are." I was like, "Wow!" Like they were seething mad at this point, if I do say so myself. Meredith, who we continue to forget is there, actually chimed in, and she had to let it be known that nobody wants their business to be referred to as a C-level business, so we're just gonna have to accept that just wasn't a nice thing. Which then prompted Heather to jump in too. And I guess you could say she tried to kind of get Lisa together just a little bit, I guess, in Heatherland. And I say that because, she tells Lisa, like, yeah, you're justified in how you felt. You weren't originally at the camp day to, defend yourself. So, that's all fine and dandy. But then you took it really low. And then at the same time, Angie, you picked the baton up and started to kind of diss Lisa's son's line that she helped develop. So it's just wrong all the way around. And that's just what we don't need to do. And for whatever reason, that moved Lisa to try to show her vulnerability. Like, and that's actually what I want to ask you. Like, do you feel like Lisa is a vulnerable person? Do you think that she is? Did you understand what Heather was trying to open Lisa's eyes to?
No, I understand completely what Heather was doing, and I get it. What I'm having a problem with is that Lisa still thinks she is putting herself on this pedestal, and that everybody is still different from her. I just grew up different than everybody else. Broad, we all, Barb, I'm pretty sure that you grew up different than I did, because one, we are from completely different generations. Okay. But if we were from the same generation, me and my best friend, we grew up not the same. Every household is different, Lisa. So what are you saying when you say that? You getting that elitistness go? And that's what we want you to come down here with the regular folk. Us regular folk, you up there putting yourself up like how Donald Trump does himself. And if you don't get that, I hope that hits for you. That's a bad thing. That is not a good thing, Lisa. You sounding like Donald Trump, like everybody is other and I'm who I am because I'm better. No. So no, I don't think Lisa listens completely. She's so ready to defend and no, I'm not doing that. And no. I just don't think I don't think it sinks in completely. I don't think she listens 100% of the time. She might hear 80% of what you are saying to her. So no, she's not gonna get it. She's not. I'm sorry.
80% and more than likely only reacts to the 20%. And when she reacts to it, when she hears something that triggers her, she's gonna throw a low blow or say something like wild, like circle jerks. Like this is gonna be like something crazy. That's kind of how she operates. That's what I'm seeing, at least.
We are in agreement. I'm glad you can put words to what I'm thinking.
But in this moment, she tries to talk about what's it called? She tries to talk about how Angie is somebody who she really loves, so she's really sensitive when it comes to things that involve her, and it just hits different. Which I'm like, okay, I could kind of understand that, but this isn't how you handle somebody who you quote unquote have so much love for. Those two things can't really exist at the same time, in my opinion. But I guess this was her trying to show like some display of vulnerability, and she gets a little bit emotional, and she kind of started to, I feel like, speak in the direction of pretty much everybody at the table when she was doing this. But who wasn't moved? Bronwyn. Bronwyn wasn't moved, and she lets that be known. She speaks up for herself and makes it clear that they still have some work to do after they leave this table. So, I mean, that's fair. That's fair for me. I feel like she realized that this conversation more than likely isn't going to go anywhere, especially in front of everybody here. This is probably more of a one-on-one conversation. And I think that the tension was already up here. So I don't feel like anybody, it couldn't have been resolved here. It just couldn't have.
Yeah, hey, no.
You got in your own channel. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here, T. Brad. Yes.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
We get to have the episode, the scene with Angie K and Meredith confirms why I initially never saw it for Angie K. If Mad Day was a person, Angie K conniving pseudo hashtag unauthentic hashtag try hard.
I forgot Kev's can't stand Angie.
Around. We're gonna get into it because there's a lot I feel like to dissect in that little clip. Hey brother.
Hey, I'll be in your live later on, brother. I see you you gonna hit this thing up too today, I think. I have one scheduled today later this evening. So I'll be in there to support. Anywho,
definitely gonna be in there.
The whole thing is like things just get too heated. Emotions were too high, running too high. I was happy to see that Whitney sat her ass back down. She said, I need to walk away and let me cool down. Matter of fact, now I need to cool down. I'm gonna let this broad cool herself down, and then I'll come in here and I'll sit back down and finish the conversation. But yeah, Lisa, Lisa's just being Lisa. Everybody, like you said, nothing was gonna really get resolved. I do appreciate Heather for trying to be the voice of reason and at least and she was holding Lisa's feet to the fire, and I like that Lisa was kind of listening and tried to take as much as she could take in, and Angie as well, because I think Angie thinks that because she is defending herself that she's not wrong, but it takes two to argue, it takes two to fight. It's always gonna be both of y'all. It's always gonna be, even if you didn't go as low as she went. But in a fight, it's a fight, bro. I'm going as low as I can go. I'm going to hell.
What's under hell? Because that's where you'll find me.
I'm going to we're fighting.
I don't even at that point, like I've never really even done that with someone that I care about, that I regarded as a friend or anything like that. Usually, like in those situations where we've no longer continued the friendship, I just kind of I back away, because exactly what Kevin said, like I don't hold things in my back pocket to whip out when it's or anything like that. It's just like, okay, clearly this friendship has come to a close. I will go over here and you'll go over there, and we just are not friends anymore. It doesn't even require me to get all vicious and stuff like that, because I know how bad it can get. So I reserve that strictly for people that I just don't see it for and that I don't care about them. If that's the case.
I understand that.
Our cousin wants to let you know that you lie about your age once again. Just
but thank you, because my birthday's coming up.
Yes.
Me and Mary's birthday. Mary is on the 21st and I'm on the 20th. Yes, and we are exactly the same age too, me and Mary. So I am probably a few hours older than her. I was born at 8:45 in the evening. I don't know what time Mary was born on the 21st, but me and Mary are like a few hours apart.
yeah, and Mary really she's really out here. Did you watch Housewives live?
I sure the heck did. Mary was on there. I had to.
Yeah, she was on there. She looked so nice.
Beautiful. Hair was on point. Outfit was on point. The Louboutins was on point. I said, is that the same
platform?
Was she giving kudos to the same person that Bronwyn always gives the who's been dressing Bronwyn too? Is
Mary?
Or no?
Not the Barry.
I don't know. I don't know. I heard the name and then I didn't go back.
Designer, but apparently I need to get familiar with them because I love me a nice oversized pantsuit. I love it.
Man, jamming.
But yeah, that's where the conversation came to a close, y'all. Moving on, this is when we get some of those little clips that we were talking about. We quickly see a little clip of Meredith, Seth, and Chloe in her store. I don't know if later on in the season we're going to expect to hear about this renovation project that Meredith has going down at her store. She's wanting to open up a caviar lounge, I guess, on the second floor. So I don't know. I'm assuming hopefully we'll see something from her in regard to that, because she's not really giving us anything else. And then we had a quick little scene with Mary and Heather, which I wish we could have saw more with that scene, because it seemed like there was some funny conversation going, and they discussed things involving things tasting like hospital. Earlier on in the seasons, I think that was season 1, right, where Mary let Jen Shaw know that she smelled like hospital. Things also can taste like hospital, y'all, in case you didn't know. I understood what she meant by that, so I'm not judging her at all. And then we even got a quick little scene between Whitney and Justin when she was put her pole back up. She let us know that her dancing pole days are far behind us, but now that she's no longer a CEO and doing big businesswoman things, that she probably has a little time in her schedule to hop back on the pole. So she's putting that up. And I feel like, for me, everything that Whitney was saying in this moment, it was nice. It was pleasant. I think she was trying to say, like, and speak in a way where she let us know that, okay, yeah, like when one door closes, another one opens, and all philosophical and stuff like that. I feel like that's how she was speaking. And I feel like that was just a facade, because we see how fast and how reactive and how pissed off you got when someone brought up what's going on with your business. So no, I don't think that this is something that you're, welcoming because you want to welcome it. I think this is just, unfortunately, the hand that life has dealt you. So you're trying to take it in strides, but we know at the end of the day that you're not happy to be having all this extra pole time now on your hands. No, you wanted your business to be successful, which just makes sense. I get it.
Yeah.
It was a front to me, but what do I know?
Whitney ain't gonna. Nobody wants to be made it look like, like a failure. And now, let's do it this way. Because she said her business failed. So when I call her a failure, I don't mean it in no disrespectful way. But when you hit rock bottom, you do want to try to, and you have a little bit of time, and you try to go back to something that is going to make you feel good. And if that is the thing that made her feel good, putting a pole back in her house, and just so be it, because literally you're at the bottom. So the only way you can do, only thing you can do is go up. So if putting the pole back in her house is going to make her happy, and I'm sure it's going to make Justin happy, because he's the one put the money in, and he lost a lot of money as well. So yeah, we're gonna double up. We're gonna make the husband happy, I'm gonna be happy, and we all gonna just live happy. And we're gonna build from there. I
agree.
And then, as far as, remember yesterday we were talking about Meredith and her being a DJ. Now, if she would have led with, she is trying to have a speakeasy in her storefront, because I like those. I've seen that before. Matter of fact, I think our sister Nola sent me one before. I feel like she did. If it wasn't her, somebody sent me one, and it either looked like a laundromat, I think, and you walk in and it look like a laundromat, but then you keep going in and you got this door and you go through it, and it's a bar or a lounge back there. So for me, if she's gonna DJ her own lounge, and that's okay. Like I still was trying to figure out, where's this DJing thing coming from. But if that's part of a bigger thing she got going, or something that's gonna be her little side thing, her side gig, but it's part of her business, I guess. I guess it doesn't make sense, but I like it.
I'm all for it. She definitely should do the speakeasy thing. I've been to speakeasy. I think this is a really cool concept. And I think that she could really make it her own, especially because she already has a brick and mortar establishment that has space. Like, why wouldn't you try to, again, we always talk about these ladies getting on these shows and having a platform to do big things or whatever. Meredith, this may be, a calling for you, just throwing it out there. And it's not even so much about the money aspect, about as much as this could be another way for her to connect with her supporters and stuff like that, and fans. Like she could host like a one-on-one, not one-on-one, but she could host like events there and stuff like that. Like, oh, like, yeah, come hang with the housewife down at my business. I'm going to be DJing it. And, we're going to have, a pre-selected like cocktail menu of, cute little like cocktails and stuff like that, and have my caviar. Like that's definitely something that she could look into. But
God forbid that her homegirl don't get jealous and say, I hope she's not trying to come for my business, because Lisa strikes me as the type.
You know how like on Watch What Happens Live, they like say like, oh yeah, like drink every time we say this word. Like she could have like the password to getting into this her speakeasy be like, one of her bathtubs or rumors and nastiness. Like it could be something that said. Just saying. Make sure you give me my 10%, Meredith, when you take this idea and run with it. Just saying.
Yeah, she can do. There's a lot of little good things that can come out of that. It's in Atlanta.
One that you were talking
about. The laundromat one. That's why. Okay, so I was right. So I think that's who told me, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was during the time that we had came to Atlanta. So I think she had showed me, like she sent it to me. Like,
there's some really cool ones. We've been doing a couple of cool ones in San Diego. I don't drink, so like it's not like. I would like a more if I drank, but I don't. So whatever. But yeah, it's a cool concept. She could make her Housewives version of it. Come on, Meredith.
Yeah.
Whitney thinks she is Jennifer Beals from Flash. Beautiful. Not just you like being a stay. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. I still think I think it's so true to Whitney. Like that's the Whitney thing to do. Come on back, Whitney. We like you, the fun Whitney, the old school Whitney. I don't care, sister. You can roll your eyes and stuff.
I'm looking at this comment, thinking about like Meredith. I mean, I've seen her posts and stuff like that, and it was like housey, like music and stuff like that, I guess. But I'm still trying to get used to the idea of her being a DJ, because it's just so random to me. And that's what I kind of went on a tangent about like yesterday, how I just was so thrown off when I saw that at first, because it's not like, yeah, I thought I could understand a candle line. I just was so thrown off with her being a DJ, but whatever. Lisa and Bronwyn, they have a little one-on-one down at the Vita Tequila Lounge area, whatever you want to call it. Lisa opens up with, wait, you're muted.
Sorry, my son came in here. Is that where that she had that? Is that where the last mixer thing that she had, was it there, or was it in a whole nother venue? That place was small, huh? It kind of looked like the same spot when you walked in, because it was dark. But I don't think I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking maybe not. Maybe that place.
Oh no.
Okay.
I think so. I was kind of confused. I was like, when were we first introduced to this place? Did I know this place the whole time? Like, what's yeah, okay. So that's why I was thrown off.
We never been placed. We never seen that place. We didn't know nothing about that place. That's all like, oh, okay, girl. Because even Rowan asked her, and she said that she did it last year, or she did it in June or something. I don't know where they are in time right then when she says that, but she made it seem like it was within that year, and it's not even a year old, maybe.
That's weird. Okay,
girl. Because I'm like, why we didn't get a grand opening? Why we didn't get a? You talk about all this big business. I feel like when you do the little things that you do, you don't want nobody to know. It's like, but I want y'all to know that I'm rubbing elbows with some stars. Like, so what? Like, stars are regular people. They're gonna be walking around. They're gonna go eat. They're gonna be at the restaurant. They're gonna be at the mall. Do you know how many stars I've seen and been with? And the girl, that's why your friends look at you crazy. Like, we don't care. We're stars in our own right now. You are sitting here, you fangirling over all these people, and you look crazy to us when you should actually be promoting yourself and acting like you're a star. Like at this point, just saying.
No, she definitely confuses me in those moments. I have to agree. And she also confused me when she opened up with saying that, damaging things were said, and I'm sorry about those. I'm like, you could have opened up this conversation with something way better, Lisa. Like, come on now.
That is, and body language. As soon as Bronwyn got there, Bronwyn sat down. She sat down, and I'm talking about her body got so tight. She was so. I mean, she crossed her legs, she buckled her arm, and then she closed them and held them to tight. I was like, girl, are you breathing? Are you okay? What's wrong with you? Like literally, and you go back and what Lisa was holding. I said, girl, breathe, because you looking like you scared. You the one invite her. What are you nervous about? Lisa is weird.
Yeah,
Weird.
she definitely does. Bronwyn was like, no, like, let's be clear, what's going on between you and I has been very purposeful and very hurtful. Like, we're not even about to start off lying with this one. And my question is, do you really think that Lisa didn't realize the things that she was saying were like a big deal, like in the direction of Bronwyn and Todd? Like, do you feel like Lisa knew exactly what she was saying when she
ask me the question again so I can try to keep a straight face? What are you saying right now?
I just okay, Lisa, like let's be real. And this is why I can say, like, on in certain moments, like, it's like, yes, I do like Lisa. I do, pick up what she's putting down sometimes, but I also am going to call her out when she is being super outlandish and is blowing smoke in our faces. This is one of those moments, because it's like, girl, like, what you were saying when all these times that you indirectly but directly call Bronwyn a gold digger. Yeah, okay, you might not have called her a whore in all of those words, but like, you definitely said things that were
Definitely was using synonyms of the word whore.
Slash, it's going to get the same reaction from people that are hearing you speak. So I just, again, for those that may think that I don't have things to say about people that I do like, whatever. No, I am equal across the board. Like, even if I do like somebody, they can definitely be called out when they need to be called out. Like, and Lisa, I feel like, has had a couple of those moments just in this episode alone. But nonetheless, she lets it be known that her trigger is when you say something about John or bring up anything as it pertains to John. Like, she is, going to draw blood from there on out. And that's kind of what happened at Amy's house for her. I also liked that Bronwyn made mention of how she was like super appreciative and grateful for how, like, when everything initially started off last year or whatever, she was appreciative of how Lisa handled it and stuff. And we actually do see those receipts. No, I don't have any pictures of that, but we do see those receipts in the form of text between her and Bronwyn. It kind of just started to go left once Lisa spoke to Gwen's dad's parents and stuff like that. And then it was kind of like a game. I feel like it was kind of turned to like a game of telephone / I feel like it was always going to be weird to a degree, because just being in that type of situation itself can be weird. Like, you have this friend on this side, you have these people that you're friends with on this side. And this is a very like sensitive situation that they went through. I feel like it was a recipe for something to go kind of weird, but I feel like because they're on this show, that just made it even like weirder and damaging. Nonetheless, Bronwyn, she didn't want to go and delineate like all the things that were done, as much as she wanted to say, like, okay, don't talk about Todd, like that's a no-go. And Lisa also shared that sentiment, and she was like, no, and John is off limits as well. And they were able to squash it in that moment. But who knows if that's going to remain constant from here on out, especially when especially when we're on the show, for one, and things like that get tested. And from there, they then turn the conversation on to present day and what each of them had going on. And, Lisa, she was about to welcome Jack back. I think she said at this point he had like 2 months or whatever left on his on his mission. And then we got Bronwyn over here talking about how she has, you know, a house full, her mom done moved in with her, and the whole nine. And they're able to actually, like I said, make amends in this moment. We'll see how long the peace is kept though. What do you have to say about this moment?
If I was Bronwyn, well, anybody, to be honest, I'm keeping what she said about her husband in my back pocket, because just like she does, likes to have information and keep it on lockdown until a rainy day. Oh, I'm definitely gonna know that. Oh, all I gotta do is say something about John, and I can poke the bear. Got it. So, but I was like, why would you even say that? That's a no-brainer. Like, you married, you can't talk about somebody's husband. I'm not about to talk about your husband, Barb. Like, even if you're talking about him, I might nod, or I might be like, yeah, I can see where that's going. But I'm literally, that's your husband. If I say something about him, you're gonna be looking at me sideways, like, bro, look, I know I said what I said, but I don't need you to co-sign it. Let you just listen and then let me do. That's how you usually do. But so, and again, like Lisa was interrupting, was not, don't you think that she was interrupting a little bit? And she doesn't let people get what they're saying completely out, because she's so ready to defend whatever it is that the person is accusing her of doing. And so, you know, sometimes it gets a little exhausting to watch her be told over and over again things she's doing and not, you know, take care of what she's supposed to take care of. I'm about to read the comment, but I can't read it yet until I finish the wait. But so that, and yeah, you know, I'm glad that that the mission went so fast, and at Lisa, you know, that's another thing that is gonna bring Lisa back to being a little normal. You know, when
wait. Let me back up to that actually though.
Okay.
Going back to the first scene and stuff, and back to the lunch, like, did you take what Angie said as Angie speaking poorly about, like, did you take that as a kids off limits type of thing, or did you take it as, no, she was strictly really just talking about the products and keeping it the focus on like Lisa? Did you feel like that was walking the line of kids, or no?
No, I don't, to be honest. And it's not like, oh, all is fair in love and war, but it is. So again, if she brought it up, it literally is a product that is sitting in her business, and we are talking about my business. You brought it up. You said I got 1.5 businesses, so you brought my business up. So is your son's product in 1.5 businesses, or is it across the board? Like, tell me what you got going on. So how she brought it up, nah, it's all fair. And I wasn't a dig on her son. It could have been her product. It just happens to be the son's product, but it could have been any. It could have, long as it's on y'all side, it's coming from y'all. It's y'all product. Y'all put your son's name on it, just like Tisha did her kids on Huntsville. You know, it's the kids' product, but it's your concept, it's your idea. You came up with it. I'm sure he didn't come up, Mom, I want to do a hair product. I'm sure you said it to him. And so it's your product. And so, yeah, it's not a dig on him. She's not saying nothing towards that little boy. I mean, and I said it's a fine line, sister. I said it's a fine line. It's a fine line. It was brought up. It wasn't like it was pulled out of thin air.
No, I agree. It's a fine line, and I can see how, no, that definitely walks the line. Like, you probably should have just stayed away from it altogether. And then I can also see where it's like, no, like the from a business standpoint, like, I understand the point that Angie was trying to illustrate. I personally just would have stayed away from the comment altogether, because for this types of for this exact reason, for us to go back and dissect, like, could that be, like, I just would have stayed away from it altogether. And I also, to Angie, someone I like too, but going back kind of to, I want to say a point that Kev made earlier, it's like, Angie, like, you, because now we're talking about, yeah, the products and stuff like that. I feel like with every episode as it unfolds, we're getting further and further away from what certain people initially said was the issue that we were talking about, you know, right from the get-go. Because now, Angie, you're bringing up how the product's been sent over here, whatever, and instead, Lisa, you over here trying to get on Kastanevas, whatever. It just seems like, yeah, you've been spectating, and like you also got some information over there that you're like keeping hold to, whatever, because we're not even talking about y'all's initial issue anymore. Like, huh? I don't know if anybody else looked at it like that, but I do feel like that's kind of an interesting deviation.
They are taking notes from each other and trying to do the same thing to each other and seeing what stick.
And going back to this comment, no, I like that you said this, Kevin, and we can kind of talk about it for a second, which is, yeah, Bronwyn quickly saw like, okay, and I feel like people should do that more. Like when a conversation, when you can recognize like this is not getting anywhere, it's going to just turn into a
circular
battle. It's clear that we're not going to agree on what happened, but let's just focus on where we're going to go from here. And that's what she let be known. She was like, you know, at the end of the day, I don't want Todd to be talked about, period. And from there, now they should never go back to what all happened, because it's clear that they're not going to agree on it. So I feel like the eyes should be, let's continue to look forward, not back.
Yeah. There's too much baggage back there. And then nobody really wants, I mean, like she said, nobody wants to go line for line and tit for tat. It's like too much. Hey, 90 cakes. Hey. And so like, it literally is like so weird that you guys, you don't listen to yourselves. Like y'all are seriously going in a circular, going in a circle and saying, and then it's like, oh, I'm gonna go a little deeper and then I'm gonna go a little further. Oh, I'm gonna go a little further too, because you went further than I did. Like, come on, y'all. Let's grow up. Got home, we played the said prior his she changed the goalpost by having the ladies shop and scoop up.
She probably did, because of what I just said. Like she probably was like, wait, we're not even past, we're not even talking about what we initially supposed to be talking about, and you over here, you watching me. Like it has, like, you think back, because I didn't even realize it too until I watched it back a second time, and I was like, wait, where is this coming from? Like,
yeah, it was a little off, because she
like, would you still have those products just sitting on your storage? Like, have you guys talked about it? Like, have you, like, it just gives like, I've been thinking about some other stuff under wraps, and it's Mad Day, whatever, and now you're bringing it out. Like, it's a little weird.
I don't know, because I really feel like the whole thing is, have you been pushing your son's product? And it's funny that you would go not behind my back, but that you were trying to partnership with somebody that she is a partner with for so long. It would seem like you would kind of have Angie kind of introduce you or get your foot in there, or, you know, because she has a relationship with them.
Well, why not have a conversation before, like this? That's what I mean. Y'all are such good friends, or whatever. Like, I can talk to you about anything. This should have came up before it was time, before we are going to war or whatever with it. That's what's weird to me. Like, as a friend, I'm like, look, like, I see, you know, you wanna work with this company out here, girl, whatever, but I do still have your son's products on the shelves or whatever. Like, why don't we talk about, you know, brainstorm some type of marketing, social media campaign, or like, why don't we try to, you know, work on that or whatever? That's what I would do coming to my friend with stuff. But no, that's not how this was revealed.
No.
Anyway, Mary and her big cousin Joe, who we've met before, contractor, whatever, they go down to Mary's church that's been being renovated for quite some time. She was checking everything out. You know, she, of course, was going to point out some things that were not up to par. And I always think it's funny. She lets us know all the time that, you know, he's family, so he takes advantage of that, you know, that family, that family discount on time. So, they sit down for a second, and she's talking about how, not only is she excited, but Robert also is excited to get back into church or whatever, because, you know, that was a good thing for her when she got a call from her grandmother to get back involved with the church and stuff like that. So it's definitely going to be hopefully a good thing for him too. Like, this is somewhere where he has a lot of history at. Obviously, he grew up here. He took his first steps there, and from there, though, at the same time, she does say it is kind of like a double-edged sword, because with everything that he's going through, it has brought them closer. But at the same time, I kind of thought she was saying in so many words, like, ignorance is bliss or whatever, because now at the same time, like, we're closer, and I know everything that's going on with him and stuff. So it's a lot. And we've also heard about Mary's mother and her dynamic and stuff like that. And we've heard that her mom thought that she was supposed to take over the church at once upon a time, and you seen I'm actually glad that Joe was right there too, to also have Mary's back on this, because they made it clear, like, the whole family knew. The full family knew what was going to get passed down to who, and et cetera. And then your mother, she tried to come in here and kind of seemed like she tried to, like, throw her weight around and talk about what she was going to plan and stuff. And it actually ended in, the police getting called and someone being escorted out. So Mary's just kind of, I feel like, been, obviously, with what she's going through with Robert Jr. And we also, I guess this hit the blogs, whatever, some months back, or whatever. I wasn't aware that Mary's mom had passed, but she did pass. And that kind of allowed her to close the circle on everything with that, because her mom did write her off so long ago and said that she didn't want her to talk about her and stuff like that. And that is a wish that Mary upheld until her death. And now she can kind of close that circle and stuff like that, because her mother is no longer on the earth. And yeah, so they shared that moment and stuff. And I also was touched a bit when Joe also got emotional talking about Robert Jr. and stuff like that. And it's clear that he has a lot of love around him, and a lot of people want him to be in a better space and stuff. And I know Mary said on Watch What Happens Live that did she say it on Watch What Happens Live or in this episode? Whatever, she said it on my screen in the past 24 hours that he is doing better, and that, like, he kind of needed to hit to really, like, get shooken up by everything, because I have seen, but at the same time now I'm like, oh, I wish she would be more specific as to what she meant by that, because the last thing I saw about him was that he broke into his father-in-law's house through the doggy door or something like that.
Oh, the son?
Yeah, this is like last week or something like that. So this has been like I've seen like 2 or 3 like things that he's been like arrested or, so I want to know exactly what she was referring to when she says he's good now. Like, are you saying before this last thing that we heard, or after this last thing that we heard? I really just want him to be okay.
Yeah, I feel like I saw something in the news. I didn't go into it because I felt like I didn't want to know nothing negative about him, because we're all pulling for him, and
I don't even want to. Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I don't know what I do feel like I saw that he was in the news. I just don't know for what. And I hope it's not true, but I hope he's not still with that girl. When you say, oh, did they get married? You just said father-in-law.
I don't we still never really got the 100% proof on whether or not they were married or not, whatever. Yeah, 4 weeks ago, assault, trespassing, and more. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what she meant by that. And that's another reason why, like, I don't even come here I don't want to read it either. And I also don't want to lead with that in videos and stuff like that. So I haven't even been like, wanting to come down here and be like, hey, this just in, y'all, because that's not salacious. It's never anything good to read. Like, he's really going through some real life struggles. And I just hope that, he gets the help that he needs.
Definitely, because it's gonna break Mary's heart. That is her heart. So I hope not.
I can
remind me of cornbread from
understand
a little bit. I see that. Mate, it's funny that you say that though, Kev, because I literally, when they showed the guy, because I was doing my notes at the same time, so like I looked up, I said, I know that ain't Robert Sr. So because I stopped it so fast to rewind it, I didn't see Joe's face first. I just saw a man in the truck, and her honking her horn, and I was like, wait a minute, I know that is not Robert Sr., and it wasn't. I said, okay, he's
I seen
um
I seen somewhere, I think it must have been on X. I seen that somebody said, did Mary say something that could indicate that she was married before Robert?
I don't know if she was saying it. I just know that she said she was living, you know, regularly when grandma called her to the altar and say, you know, you about to come take over this church. But she was doing her own thing. So I ain't no telling what Mary had going on, because Mary seemed like a hoot.
I read that somewhere in the past 24 hours that somebody had picked up on the fact that like, oh yeah, can we talk about how Mary was married before Robert or whatever? And I was like, I
wonder what happened with that then. Like, did she divorce because a grandmother made her marry the husband? Now that would be
we must have missed this, because
was married before Robert Sr.
I
probably missed it because I wasn't. When Mary first came on, I was trying to give her a chance, but she was so like kooky would be the best word to describe it for me. I mean, she was just a little different. I had to learn her.
And it was like she wanted to be involved, she didn't want to be involved, and then now we've gone through a lot of
emotional roller coaster with her.
A lot to get to where we're at with it, but we're happy with where we're at with it now. But yeah, so it must have been at that point, but I didn't pick that up until.
And where is he? And were they in love? And is he her age? And I didn't have them. I got a whole lot of questions, Mary.
I'm curious about that. Anyway, next scene, y'all. Heather stopped by Angie's salon to hop in the chair because although her cosmetology license had lapsed a while back, so I took that as, I guess that means that she's trying to get it back then? She's
trying to get her license
restored.
Renewed. Yeah, just renewing her license. But just like
up on it. That's why even when I'm not doing stuff, I always keep mine in good standing, Angie, because you never know. You don't want to go back and retest. I refuse. I get it. Wait, you muted. You're not? Huh? Did your mic die? Wait, I can't hear you. Hello? Sorry, y'all. We're having a little technical difficulty. Can y'all hear me?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
It might have turned itself off, maybe. I hope it
okay.
That's what it's doing.
Okay. I was like, I don't know. Yeah. So Angie's trying to get back active with that. And with that, during Heather's visit, y'all, we found out that Angie was visited by Lisa's assistant. Lisa's assistant came in. She came in to pick up the Fresh Wolf products that were on the shelf or whatever. Well, actually, they weren't necessarily on the shelf when the assistant came up in there. They actually been moved down to the stock room. Can you hear me? Stuff like that. Yes.
Okay, good.
It died. So once the assistant picked him up, she sent, or I should say, Angie also had received a text message saying that she was Venmo'd $600 and that she can also send her cleaners if Angie needs it. And actually, I have a screenshot of this. Yeah. This is how the text thread went. And then we got Angie saying, you should probably have sent the $600 to other people that are claiming that you owe them money. I didn't say you owed me any money, and my salon is not dusty, okay? Which Lisa replied saying, well, at least I don't have to borrow money to take vacations and pay it back after using a card I should have never used in the first place.
Sis, give me a second. Give me a second.
Yeah, y'all. So just that fast, it seems like things have reignited between Angie and Lisa. And to the point that now Angie's questioning, she's like, I thought that we were cool and stuff. I thought everything, you know, ended nicely. And then I'm, you know, visited by her assistant trying to come in here, and then you send me these snarky messages and stuff like that following. It's just it's a lot for her. And then we have Heather asking, you know, what could Lisa mean by that at the same time, that final message where Lisa said about Angie borrowing money for vacations and stuff like that. I feel like that's something that we're going to circle back on. I feel like that's going to come up again. Angie says that she doesn't know what she's talking about. She uses her own credit card for vacation. So Lisa girl, come up with something new. I feel like that's something that we're going to hear about in the future. I do. Like something tells me that's not our last time that we're going to be hearing about that. Nonetheless, Heather also had to call out Angie in this moment for some of the things that she said. She referred to Lisa's hair color as bowling ball black. I thought that was hilarious, but I was here for I love me some jet black hair. Oh yes, but
I do too. I just can't wear it, but I love it on other people.
And Lisa, you know, she loves her dark hair and stuff like that. But I didn't really like how Heather called Angie out for that, because I feel like she doesn't hold Lisa to that same standard, because Lisa will say little crazy things with them and their one-on-ones, and I feel like she's not so quick to correct Lisa when she says these things, but she was quick to correct Angie and tell her, like, you know, you always gotta take things low and stuff, and that was, you know, a split comment, like, see, that's where I gotta go off the bus with you. I want her to hold them both accountable to the same degree if she's going to hold anybody accountable, but I don't think we're gonna get that from Heather ever. So, you know, she's too busy living on somebody's freaking butt cheeks over there. Lisa's butt cheeks.
I thought that at the table. I thought when Lisa was going off about Whitney's business that she brought it up, and I feel like Lisa did the same thing to Angie. She brought something up about her when you brought these ladies to the luncheon, and you're mad because now they're talking about you. And Heather, you didn't jump in until you felt like Angie was going too low, but Lisa has started it. So then again, now we get here, and you just heard all the things that Lisa did. Had this girl come to her salon. Now, if I was Angie, I wouldn't have gave the girl nothing. I would have told Lisa, no, you're going to have to come pick up your own stuff because I don't know this lady. You come get it. You come get your own shit from my salon. I'm not handing your stuff over. And I didn't ask you to send me no Venmo. Yeah. So anyway, I literally, when it came to Angie telling her the story on everything that this broad then did to her, for her to be like, yeah, Angie, I can't believe it. There you go. Talking to me like that comment right there. Bitch, shut up, Heather, you fucking bootlicker. What you mean that comment? She's not here. She's not sitting here. She's talking to you. And you think that's low? Her saying that her hair is bowling ball black, which is a true statement. Shut the girl. Like literally, it makes me so irritating that these girls find the littlest thing to be mad about. And then somebody can say gout dick sucker, and ain't nobody said nothing to Lisa. She called that lady a gout dick sucker loudly in a party, and y'all, with her black bowling ball hair. Oh my God, Angie, my God, I can't. But look at you. Can you believe you're saying that, girl? I'd have been like, what are you doing? Get your ass up out of my seat. Get your ass up out of my seat. Get your ass up out of my salon. Matter of fact, I'm gonna send you with something to tell your homegirl. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send you with something. Since you wanna defend her at every turn, Heather, we both wrong, but I feel like you always tend to, as soon as I say something, you on my ass. This girl can say whatever she wants, and she got to say about 10 things, and then you gonna open your mouth and say something. Nah, I am so tired of seeing her do that to Angie. And no, Angie's not always right, but come on, man. Her seeing that and she's sitting in the salon doing hair, and it's a true story. Come on, girl. Talking about, there you go, Angie. No, there you go, Heather bootlicker. There you go. You don't even come to your own cousin's defense about her business. I was waiting for her to say something when Whitney, when she started talking about Whitney, and you know that Whitney's business failed. She should have been, hey man, why is it that Bronwyn is sitting here saying, hey man, don't come for her business, Heather? That's your cousin. Why you didn't speak up for your cousin and say to her, hey, I know you mad. Hold on, hold up, swole up. My cousin got some shit going on with her business, and it ain't cool. So you weren't here for the conversation, so I'm gonna need you to back up off of her. No, you're not gonna do that because you're a bootlicker.
This is funny. Deb said, yeah, I Googled Instagrams before I say let that ride on the show.
And more than one time. And even Andy on his show, he said it again. He said it again and again and again. Even asked old boy, who was another bootlicker, sitting next to Lisa, agreeing with everything Lisa said, everything she said. No, it's Lisa. I was like, you're whoever you are, hockey player, right? You're a hockey player. You're a bootlicker too. You sitting here licking her, the crack of her behind. Every poll they did was against Lisa. What he doing? No, I agree with Lisa. I was like, you're an idiot. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. I like the dude that was with Mary though last night. It wasn't that he was agreeing with Mary. It's just the fact that he was on point.
He was funny.
Yeah, I had a good time. I'm sorry. That just made me mad because I don't like Heather holding other people to the fire and not taking up for your cousin and literally just kissing Lisa's ass. I'm tired of it.
She lives in Lisa's ass. That was funny. That was funny too. I just laughed when you said that. He was so angry with it. Yeah, you can always tell. Like that's why I wish I could be the selector of who's gonna go and watch Housewives Live with who, because you can clearly tell the ones that are just big fans of the housewives that they're next to. Like you have some that are just, they don't care and they're gonna let it be known and they're gonna say how they feel, but then you have the other ones that are just gonna be there to kiss ass, and it's like annoying.
And then it don't help because Andy does the same thing with certain people too. So it just now we got two of y'all.
Oh yeah, of course. But then speaking of Whitney, we get a scene with Whitney and Britani down at the plant store, y'all. And Britney feels like things kind of started off wrong between her and Whitney, which at first I was like, what are you talking about? But then I forgot they did have some words exchanged between the both of them, and Britney feels really badly about that. She apologizes to Whitney for taking things super low, and Whitney also apologized to her as well about the things that she said about both her and Jared. Speaking of Jared, they're good for now. They're not engaged though at this moment. They're working on getting back engaged. Okay, you guys following
it? Follow it.
Yeah, that's Britney math for you. So they're good for now. And what she means by that is that her daughter, we kind of heard a little bit about her daughter. She has two daughters. We heard a little bit about Olivia last year. Yeah, Olivia, she is very much on the side of, I need to see consistency from you, Mom. I need to see you consistently putting me before you put a man. And for a lot of us, right, that's a no-brainer. For a lot of us, that is easy. That a lot of us, we wouldn't have any qualms about doing that. That wouldn't be an issue in our lives, because right off the bat, I know a lot of parents, I think pretty much every parent that I know for the most part, would not have an issue putting their child first. Britney, on the other hand, that's a big ask. Okay. That's a big ask. I don't know if I can facilitate that. Like I might actually have to think about that. And Whitney's like, even 30 days, like you can't, just kind of show her that you can really just be all about her. Even the first 30 days, like we can't even get that going. And again, Britney's like, that's a big ask. And we even have Whitney, and as much as we want to call, say that Whitney can be, a little bit of a space cadet sometimes, how she, pronounces words and stuff like that. I've never heard Whitney be so clear. She was holding this woman by the shoulders, telling her like, please do this off the strength of your daughter. And this is coming from a daughter that has had a strained relationship with their mother, even after becoming an adult. Like, just because your child is an adult does not mean they do not still need you in their lives, and to know that you will put them first. Like, girl, what's not clicking? Something wasn't clicking. But I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see if Britani can come around to understanding why it's important to put her child first. And Jared also has kids or whatever? Because I heard Britani saying, like, she referred to as our, she was like our kids. It was plural. It was, more than just her. So I wonder if he's also having issues with his kids about this. Probably not, but I just want her to, like, not need another grown-ass woman to tell her this. I want her to know this for herself. I want her to know this and apply this. And at the same time, like, because Whitney even had to let her know, like she's giving you another chance. Like, this is another opportunity to make things right. And for some odd reason, you're over here like, Jerry, like, what's not clicking, Britani? And this is the moments where I get frustrated with her, because I'm like, okay, well, you're showing up in bikinis and no one said that, ha ha he he. You're doing this over here, ha ha he he. But this is actually, like, even beyond the show, like, this is really something you suffer with, is of not putting your kids first. Like, no other person should have to tell you to do that. That should automatically pop up in your mind. And for some odd reason, it's not. It's very cringy to watch. And I don't even have kids. Like, what are we talking about? Jared reminds me of, like,
no, literally. And I did find out, I Googled while you was talking, sister. Jared Osmond has 4 children with his ex-wife, Heather. Their names are Landon, Jocelyn, Paige, and Alexis Osmond. All the children are grown now. So yes, ma'am. He has an ex-wife named Heather, and he has 4 grown children. And yeah, there we go. Cut off the press. But yes, I saw that comment. I'm sorry, I adjusted my light now. I feel like I'm in the dark again. But however, Britani, first of all, kudos for Whitney for paying attention and being a friend in this moment and letting her know literally where she's going wrong at, and coming from a personal level that she was coming from. Also, she's a mother of a daughter, and so she's really trying to make sure that she doesn't mess up the way I guess her mom might have messed up, or in her eyes. And a lot of people do that. Wherever your parent messed up, usually you should be trying to say, okay, when I get to that crossroad, if your parent didn't talk to you about sex, and when you have your kid, when your kid gets to that point, you will be the one to talk to your kid about sex, like that type of stuff. So I'm saying that.
No, I'm listening. I think Jared has a type. I think.
Oh, you pulled him up. Oh, I'm scared. Okay, we gonna see.
And I'm not saying she's a spitting image of
Britani. They look alike.
I can't figure out.
He's such a gigolo. Look, he's such a gigolo. Probably do got a type. But and Britani looked really pretty with her hair cut. Did y'all see her in the confessional? Her hair.
I have a picture. I have to bring it up.
Oh, she looks so pretty to me. I said, Britani, you got all this hair hanging, and women don't understand. Just like Bronwyn's haircut is so cute to me when it's really freshly cut and she's flipping it from side to side. I'd be like, girl, your hair is jamming. But as far as Britani, it being a little bit past her shoulders and just that little body wave to it, I said, girl, you are gorgeous. Now we can see your face. You make your hair so long, it's like it's taken away from your face. Like, she's a pretty lady. I think she's really.
She's not. I don't think she's bad looking or anything like that. Again, I don't think there's.
Oh,
I can kind of.
He looked better as he got older, for sure.
Yeah, he does.
Unless he got some work done. Yikes.
He definitely does. Like I said, they're not a spitting image of one another, but I can
see
why, like, if he found his wife attractive, why he would find Brittany attractive. I can
see. But they got small features. Cause she,
that what it is? Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
They got like that fox, like a fox.
Yeah, they're like, yeah.
Everything just like whoop, right there.
Okay,
like right here.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Well, now we know. But getting back to Brittany, I really hope sorry, y'all. I don't think she was listening to Whitney. Because she's made it an issue. When she said, when she said this, she said, you know, if your daughter's asking for you to, you know, take a break, maybe to give her 30 days or so, for a 30-day break. And she said, that would be a really thick thing to be asking. And I'm thinking, bitch, if you don't.
Do you feel that?
Really?
First, do you feel that?
I was like, oh my God. When Whitney told her to put the damn plant down, I said,
really?
You are like, she literally was looking at her like she went into Spaceland, like she was looking through her, which means she was daydreaming, which means she wasn't listening to her. And and it threw me when she said that her mom was a good mama. I said, wait, what? Huh?
Well, I'm like,
she had a good mother.
What is like the ways in which your mom made you feel special? Like, why are you do not do those things? Like, I
was so confusion. Shout out to Jamie. That's me. I was like, what?
That's a big ask.
And that's a really? So literally you're telling me that so you're addicted to this man. There's no love or like. You're addicted to him because you just, and I think it's a thing that you just because he's such a playboy, it's like, I'm winning the contest. I'm gonna get the man. Girl, he's not that big of a prize. Let's be clear. He's not. And the fact that you guys are both now, I don't know how old Brittany's daughter is. I forgot, but if she's not an adult and his kids are adult, I wouldn't give a damn what his adult kids was thinking, unless they just want him to be with the mama. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, what you mean? I wonder. I was like, they can't and the only reason why I say I was like, his kids can't possibly be on the same type of time her kids are is just because he's not serious enough in his actions towards Brittany for me to think that his kids would feel slighted. Like, he probably blows her off all the time to go spend time with his kids is what I would assume, given the dynamic that Brittany speaks of between them, where it seems like a lot of labor on her side and not enough return on investment coming from him. So I don't know, y'all. Anyway,
I hope she takes Whitney's advice. I don't think she will, but I hope she does.
I hope she does, off the strength of for her daughter, just because
the music got too serious.
The
music behind them got really serious, and I know we were talking about a serious thing, but certain music leads into a to be continued sound. Like, remember this scene, because this scene is going to come back up and it might reflect on something that's going to happen with her and her daughter. That's where I was like, she's going to mess this up. She's going to mess it up. She's going to mess it up.
Oh, of course. You know who else messes things up? Okay, so we get another one-on-one scene between none other than Bronwyn and good old Muzzy. Good old Muzzy, y'all.
Put the makeup on Muzzy, trying to soften her up. She ain't soft. Never mind. Go ahead. She about to get it too. She gonna get it today.
So, well, first off, right in the beginning of the scene, Gwen and her boyfriend, they were going off bowling. They're not really bowling. Which I'm actually glad this came up because I didn't get to share my thoughts and feelings on what's going on underneath Bronwyn's roof as far as that goes. Why the fuck is
she start out with
why the fuck is her boyfriend living there, Bronwyn? And I don't know why you think that's like cute. And it's again not to I'm not trying to call Gwen anything other than a nice young lady, because that's all we've ever heard about her. But her boyfriend don't need to be living there, period. I don't know, like, where's his, what? I don't, anyway.
I'm going to tell you why. I can answer that for you. It's because the way her mom treated her at that age. So, and she's
trying to do the polar
opposite of what her mom did to her. So if her mom was very strict, she's going to allow her daughter to not be that way. And
what does Todd have to say about that? I wonder.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of
I agree. I mean, I know, even though that's not his daughter, I know my kid, my husband wouldn't let that go down. That wasn't his daughter, especially if it wasn't his daughter. It'd be more. It wouldn't even be a question if it was his daughter.
There's like 4 things wrong with, like, there's 2 sides of that. There's the side of Bronwyn, like, just no, like, that's just, I don't feel like what should be going down, with the focus being on them 2. And then there's also the focus being on Bronwyn, where it's like, girl, you need to cut the umbilical cord. Like, you can't even allow you're so, you don't want her to leave the nest so bad that now you're like, okay, yeah, just move him on in here too. Like, huh? And I also feel like maybe this is a part of her, like, being in her, like, I don't want to say deflection era, but like, maybe because there's just so much, like, got her dad and everything she got going on with the show, all these other things going on. Like, maybe this is a way for her to distract herself from them being there by herself and, like, having to, like, think about all these things and her alone time. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna need.
You don't want the daughter to leave. She's literally like, I don't want my kids to leave. Don't leave me here with Todd by myself. This is before anything probably happened with the father and the mother. I'm thinking she's like, yeah, remember, she's the only other really, well, remember we asked sister, did she have some siblings, and we found out last night. But literally, I'm like, you act like you don't have any more family. But hey, if you want your daughter but so if you want your daughter to be like your best friend, yeah, that's not the way to do it.
No, it's not. Not this part, and then also.
No, I got a better one for you. I said send her off with your sisters, because that's what I said. I got some words.
I should have said that too. It's just like, either I knew she was definitely an only child, or it was you have siblings, but you probably got the shortest end of the stick with everything, is what it seems like. And for some odd reason, that's always the sibling, that's always the child, sibling, whoever, that's always the person that it all falls on. Then at the end, it's
the baby. She's the baby, and they all have kids. Remember, they were all pregnant at the same time. We ain't got to that yet, but they were all pregnant at the same time, which means that all the kids, they all got a kid that's her age, and they're older than her, because she's the baby. Yeah, Muzzy, I got so many questions for you, girl. Starting with, what are you doing, and why are you over there living off of your daughter, the one that you was hiding? And I don't know, because my guilt, and I didn't want people to know, and why your daughter is a people pleaser now, because bitch, you won. Talk about her so I can get to her, because I'm her a new asshole, mother to mother, grandmother to grandmother. You probably are a grandmother. Yeah, grandmother to grandmother. We gonna get it in today, girl. We gonna get it in today, Muzzy. I got something for you.
Nonetheless, it doesn't. Even though Gwen is around the age that Bronwyn was when she got pregnant, it doesn't, none of this bothers Bronwyn. Like, and Muzzy's like, yeah, none of this bothers you, because, like, yeah, you're none of this bothers Gwen because it doesn't bother you or whatever. Like, she's just then following your example, like you said. That was, I feel like, snide comment number 1 personally. But Bronwyn also brought up, like, shame, and that then made me think, like, okay, does she still carry a certain level of shame, being as though she was the one that deviated from this, like, perfect Mormon family image? It's just a lot of this scene, or this scene, brought a lot of questions to my mind as well. Muzzy, she was someone who was completely sure that Bronwyn wasn't going to be smoking, drinking, or having premarital sex.
She killed me with ever. She said ever. I said, what does that mean?
Ever. And that's why she, like, her head probably spun around 12 times when she found out that Bronwyn was, in fact, pregnant. And Bronwyn also acknowledges the fact that her mother is somebody that is a giver of tough love. And at the same time, though, she's also someone who's not a happy recipient of tough love. But Muzzy, she's like, tough love, it works better, right? Obviously. And then they get into the whole Bronwyn's pregnancy. And for Bronwyn, it wasn't a happy time. And much of that unhappiness was cast by her mother, that every turn, with every freaking trimester, her mom was very, very vocal in letting her know that she was not celebrating her pregnancy. She wasn't, it wasn't a happy time. She wasn't trying to make it, a cool, cushy experience, because in her eyes, this is probably just probably the worst thing that could happen, right? And it also, not only was it bad from that angle, as much as it was also bad because this then brought cast a negative light onto the dad as well. It was like she was blaming any negativity that the dad might have gotten on Bronwyn as well because of his, position and stuff like that. It was just bad all around. In Muzzy's.
What kind of God they serve again? What kind of God you're serving again? I'm trying to figure out what the kind of God they serving, because you're talking about church, you're talking about all this stuff. He's not a forgiving God. Y'all make me sick. Y'all make me sick to my stomach. I'm the only reason why I'm interrupting you is because it's making me sick to my stomach that you made this lady, this little girl, your little girl, feel a certain kind of way because you were feeling a way because of a church. That the church is supposed to be supporting of God. And God is supposed to be a forgiving God. And we're supposed to act like we're supposed to be in his image and all these things. And you guys spit in this girl's face. And y'all literally are saying, well, we did it because God, because you want to be in God. So, we're just doing God's work. No, you're not. That's not how it works. Go ahead, sis. It just annoys me to no end that these people could do that to their kid and really be like, look what you made. Look at what you did to me. I'm the one who had to live with hiding it.
What? It's wild. It's so wild. What also was wild was this story that Bronwyn told about how once upon a time when she was pregnant, they were in baby gap. And this was also the same time that she said sisters, at least one of them definitely was pregnant, right? And because she was also pregnant, the sales associate obviously assumed is grandma buying something special for the baby or whatever. And Bronwyn was like, no, my sister's pregnant or whatever. And she's like, oh, sorry. Obviously with Bronwyn being obviously pregnant, the associate made that assumption, and she was like, oh well, is your mom, is grandma also buying your baby something special? What's up with that? And her mom literally turned around and was like, no, flat out, just very cold towards her daughter during this time. And it was crazy because it's like, girl, at this time, and what Bronwyn said, she's like, you didn't even know at that time if that was going to be my only pregnancy. And so that's just the only experience that I've had. And her mom wasn't trying to hear that. She wasn't trying to hear that she also made things miserable during that time. And all she wants to say is, well, talk about misery. How miserable do you think it was for me trying to hide it from everybody?
I don't know, Muzzy. How miserable was it? Broad? How miserable was it?
Her mother also, again, like I said, brings up how embarrassing it was for her father being in that position and everything. And she even went as far as to say, well, Gwen just dropped off in my daycare. And Brown was like, excuse me? We didn't, what are you talking about?
I wasn't working and you were babysitting?
I tried to provide for her. And, her mom, without saying it, she let us know that she would have much rather Bronwyn give the baby up for adoption. If not, terminate. I'm fully assured that she would have wanted her to give the baby up for adoption, because she started to say yeah, you never wanted her to be adopted. It was always, I'm keeping her. And I don't, we don't want her in foster care and stuff like that. Like she let it be known how she felt without letting it be known. And I, from there, she also said something, gave a backhanded compliment of, well, just because I don't say you're wonderful or amazing doesn't mean I don't think you are. I'm just being careful that you don't, that your head doesn't get too big, pretty much is what she was trying to say. That it was a lot for me. And I feel like my first question that I want to pose is, Bronwyn, I hope and pray that you've had this conversation with Gwen before. You've told her how this went, and not just the pretty parts, like the good, the bad, the ugly. You gave her 100% truth on this, right? I know you did, so that when she sees this play out on screen, this isn't going to be a super jarring scene for her, because she's aware that this is how it went, right? You better tell me yes, Bronwyn, because if you tell me no, you ain't shit.
You heard it here first.
That's my first question. And then also going back to, you should be in a nursing home, Muzzy, or whatever, because it seems like like you're literally in the scene. Your daughter is one thing looking back on it, because just like we said, I know I made this point yesterday when I was like, oh, Muzzy, she's probably one of those people that, got it all wrong when she was a parent and is now trying to, walk it back when it comes to being grandparent, or is going about things differently now that she's a grandparent. And sure enough, in this scene, we we got that confirmation. So it's just like, girl, like, you have so much to say about somebody who now like is your like sole means of I don't want to say survival at this point, because she brought you under her roof and all this, and like, not only did you get it wrong once, but now you're doubling down on it. It was just very insensitive to me. And even, when me and my mom have been at odds in the past or anything like that, like, it's, thank God it was never to this degree, because oh my goodness, like, how do you even bounce back from something like this if your mother can't even be like a true supporter of you? Because I get it. You were not too thrilled that she got pregnant at a young age. You wanted her to have a different life. Got it. Fine, whatever. I'll give you that much. But it's just like, it's a miserable part for me. It's the fact that, like, not only did you not agree with the decision that she made or the situation that she found herself in, but you try to make her life like miserable behind it. And also, while you're trying to uphold the image of, again, he's your husband, I'll give it to you, but a man, like, oh, like, she brought disgrace upon the family and, his position and blah, blah, blah. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, it happens. Like, it happens every day in the world. And instead, you made that a miserable time for her. That's something that, like, I've always been told that, like, people don't, like, women do not forget how people treated them when they were pregnant and stuff like that. And I feel like that's definitely clear in this situation. And I 100% understand why Bronwyn goes through has some of the issues that she has psychologically because of this type of treatment. Like, and to the point that now you now have produced something in your child to the point that now she wants your approval so fucking hard that she even got the damn same haircut as you, because she just wants
literally. I was looking at that.
So fucking bad. Like, this goes very deep, y'all.
She is looking for her mother's approval. First of all, literally, I'm watching this scene and I'm leaning back in my bed. Then I perked up in my bed. And then I Indian crossed my legs and sat all the way up in my bed. And then I said, if this lady
who needs enemies
don't apologize to her daughter in this segment, I'm going to throw my phone at my TV screen. That's how upset I was. I was like, she better, after all of this we hearing, we better Muzzy better say, you know what, I wasn't the best mother. and I'm sorry I made you feel that way. Anything to something. And when she didn't do that, girl, I said, you know what? She is. It's not even that you just terrible, and I don't want to talk about her mom, Bronwyn. If you ever see this, I don't want to disrespect your mother because I understand that's your mom. But what I am gonna say is, I was a pregnant. I was a teen mother. I was 19. I got pregnant at 18. I turned 19 in my pregnancy, and me and my daughter are 20 years apart exactly. And so I empathize with what is going on with what happened to Bronwyn. I had a village. I didn't. Now, mind you, my dad didn't want me in the house either, so I left the house. My dad was like, "Yeah, you having a baby? Go live with him." He didn't say it to me though, because we would have probably had, even though I was in the wrong, I still would have. Oh, really? That's what you want me to do? He didn't say it to me. He told my mother. But I said it to say, my thing is, I still was not exiled. You don't exile somebody that is having a kid. That's the time they need you. And for her mother to do her like that, that's 20, 18, 19, 20 years of her tormenting Bronwyn. Literally, we're watching her torment her. So anytime that they come in contact with each other, you know there's a problem. You know there's a disconnect. There is always going to be some snide remark that the mother's going to say, and Bronwyn's going to tilt that head, and yeah, my mom just is not going to change. And it's terrible. It's terrible to watch. Nobody wants to see Bronwyn do that.
Sorry. Oh wait, hold on.
I'm scared.
She would have been on the porch after she told that my dog can take his course because now I'm a holy roller. No medication for you, ma'am. What the
I read it. I was like, oh, I read some of it. I couldn't read the whole thing.
Yeah,
come on.
I agree. You didn't watch.
But
like,
if you can tell me that, I don't have to watch to know what that means.
she's really taking it. Like, I think people keep saying like,
go back. I was reading. Go back.
With her and freaking Monica's mom at this point.
Come on, Kev.
I don't honestly know. I don't even think it's like do as I say, not as I do, as much as it's just no. I genuinely think that this is who she is, and she just is like.
I wonder what kind of upbringing she got, because she kept blaming it on I'm like she's like from the older generation and all that, but I don't even see it as that. It's not even about your older generation. It's about the disgust you have for your daughter. And then you got the nerve to sit your ass in her house and eat her food, drink her soda, let her pay your bills. Mommy dearest, I love that. Like literally, like you can just
folding up her costumes and stuff like that. It's just like,
girl, looking for something to do. No, you don't got nothing to do. Matter of fact, I'm gonna send you back to my sisters. If you're going to your sister, you're going to go live with them. I don't even want to see you. I wouldn't even tell her that, but I'll be like, yeah, I'm not, Mom, love you. But
that would be triggering for me.
I gotta let you go sit with the sisters.
Parent in front of the parent that caused you like so much trauma and stuff like that. Like I would have to agree. You just gotta go live with one of my sisters. I might,
That's what I put. Look, I put the same thing my brother said. I said, excuse me, Roman, if you don't pack your mother's things and send her to your sister's house, I mean ASAP, I'm gonna feel a certain kind of way. That lady is too disrespectful to you, and just because she doesn't raise her voice and she says it in a calm manner, don't mean that she can't get the fuck out. So again, Muzzy is not looking good across our screens. That's in my notes. But like literally, and just because y'all put makeup on her does not make her look better. Let's be clear. And I'm not talking about her looks.
I almost want to like go back. I almost want to eat half of my words from yesterday on Todd, because now I'm like, maybe it wasn't so much like how I was like, wow, like he don't want to help her parent, like he don't automatically know that like you might have to help your parent, like your parent mom. That's weird on him.
He's been seeing his wife be abused.
Huh?
He's been watching his wife be abused.
That's what I'm saying.
Verbally, yes.
Me, like you can forgive your folks and stuff like that. It's always going to be different for the spouse or the other person that's not tethered to that person over here. In this case, yeah, Bronwyn, clearly she's forgiven her parents, her mom, whatever, to a degree, right? Obviously, if she has her up under her roof. That doesn't mean, though, that automatically Todd is going to also be in agreement and has forgiven her as well. And I only say that because obviously, no, he wasn't there at the time, but if you love somebody, if you care about a person, seeing them get mistreated, whether it be past, present, future, it's going to bother you. You're going to be bothered by that. So it might all be just him being just bothered by the fact that, like, no, I don't want to fucking help these people that have fucking caused you so much trauma. Like, no, fuck them. Like, and if that's the case, if that's why he had some reluctance or why he wasn't, all smiles and waves, I get that.
Get it. Definitely. Because man, oh man. Yeah, I need her to. And the fact that she's even talking about adoption and all this stuff, I'm like,
yeah,
we are way past all that. Why are we talking like this? What are we talking about?
Weird. And that's why I said I hope that Bronwyn and Gwen have to have that conversation, because if not, I guess it cuts even harder for someone like me that was like with my grandmother. So I can't even that would fuck me up really bad.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That would really fuck me up. And I wouldn't want any parts of it. Now it makes sense why Todd was dry towards Bronwyn when she was telling Todd he did have to do it as it relates to her parents. Yes, this is what I'm saying. Like,
that's what we
found it in what we're seeing right now, because I wouldn't have nothing. I wouldn't have nothing for them either. Todd paid them hospital bills for that brain tumor too. She shouldn't have nothing to say bad to Bronwyn, because you could have been sitting with the good Lord. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just, and for you to sit down and stand confidently in your words, it's just giving, yeah, I'm not grateful at all, and whatever.
And even to say that, like, yeah, if you think I'm about to tell you you wonderful and you're great, it's not gonna happen. Okay. And when I
come out their pocket and just pay for people's medical as expensive as medical care and all this stuff is or whatever, I think that's the closest thing to wonderful that we're going to get on this earth. Like,
man,
when people could be spending that money on, she could be buying another fucking inflatable blow up freaking bumblebee costume with her money if she wanted to, but no, instead she's paying for y'all's stuff, and this is the repayment that she gets. Is you embarrassing her on national TV.
It's too much.
Too much, y'all. But let's round out this episode with the final scene, which includes Angie and Meredith. Angie and Meredith, we know that these are two people that have had a very checkered past. So to see them actually sitting down over a cup of coffee or a latte or whatever it's called was pretty big, if I do say so myself. And for Angie, it's like, okay, we not Laverne and Shirley, but I also need Meredith to know that Lisa is not the Laverne to her Shirley that she thinks she is as well. And by that, I mean, Angie moved towards telling Meredith about how Lisa's assistant came to pick up the Fresh Wolf products, and then followed by that text and et cetera, et cetera. Meredith says, well, since it does have to do with the kids to some degree, maybe she just needs, some time, like, maybe, because it can be we all get very reactive when we think it has something to do with the kids. Okay, cute. That's fair enough. But Angie's like, well, I'm not trying to hurt you, girl, but since we're at it, I do remember when you and me, we weren't in a great place, and Lisa actually told me in great detail down to the spelling of names. She told me about all this info on your family members and relatives and et cetera, and told me to basically, spray you with it. And I didn't because that's not me. I don't move like that. You know, I don't move like that. But I do think that you should know this. And you should know this because I think that that's the information that Lisa's actually keeping in her back pocket for, you know, when you come at her wrong. So it's I just felt in my heart to tell you this. And so Meredith in her professional, she's like, well, you know, I don't understand why she would do, or even at the table, I think she expressed like, you know, I don't understand why she would do something like this, especially when it's not even, you know, true. And in her confessional, that's when she says, you know, I know Lisa to be loyal, Alliance. I know Lisa to be loyal. Like, you get out of here with this because you're telling me this. And it's actually funny because you're the person that's lied on me for the past 2 years. So I'm really questioning right now whether or not this is even true. But you know what? Because it's Housewives, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. And Meredith lets it be known that she will be asking Lisa about this, and Angie's cool with it. She's like, yeah, bring it on.
It's the point.
She said it. So it is what it is. So this is clearly not the last time we're going to hear about this little tidbit of information. You heard me call out the fact that I do feel like there's still an alliance because, once again, if this had been anybody else, Meredith wouldn't have been so quick to be like, oh yeah, they're loyal. I know it. Was she loyal with the hot mic? Anyway, this was cute though. I appreciated how it ended. And this actually brings me back again to the point that Kev made earlier, where it's just like, okay, Angie, like this is why you can't be 100% trusted either, because you know, once Mad Day comes, bingo. And it's like, I don't want to, if I say this, then it's going to be like, it's going to sound like, oh, you're just taking up her because you like her and stuff like that, when it's not the case. I feel like maybe though, two things can be true at the same time. And it's like, Angie, yes, I definitely do think that what she's doing can look like that. But at the same time, maybe, just maybe, it's not her. At the same time, you can't help if you are a person that because a lot of people feel comfortable talking to me. I think that I'm a safe space for a lot of people. And with that, it's never me like just taking what people say and putting it in my back pocket or anything like that. Like I can't help that I'm a person that, you know, makes people comfortable to be vulnerable with and transparent with and stuff like that. That's actually, you know, something that I love about myself, or whatever, that I can make people feel, you know, comfortable in telling me that. Maybe it's just the fact that, yeah, like she's also that figure in these social circles where people just feel comfortable telling her certain things. And yeah, I'm gonna hope that that's the case. But at the same time, since this is Housewives, I'm thinking like, no, maybe like you put this in the pocket of just being a good friend and a good listening ear, or do you put this in the pocket of, I may need to bring this back up in the future as some ammunition?
Are you referring to Angie, right, when you're talking about this? Or you referring to Angie?
Determination that I'm trying to make with her. If this is just people just tell her this as a listening ear, or people tell her this and it's like, yes, I got this. This is tea. I can put this in my back pocket over here. I don't know.
Well, here's my thing. Let me get my little take. I got a couple of things I want to say. First of all, in the beginning of the scene, I was here for Meredith talking about her freezer and her center console for her caviar. I was like, broad, do not tell me you got a damn freezer built in your middle console for your caviar. Meredith, I said, Meredith, it take you, girl, to be wanting some fish eggs all the goddamn time, girl. It's you. That was funny. I thought that was a nice little way to get them in there. But as far as Angie is concerned, Angie is a stylist. I'm a stylist. They tell us everything. Everything. They tell us everything, especially if they just had an argument with their significant other and they come sit in my chair. Oh, I'm about to hear everything that happened from that point, and then what's making them upset all the way from that point on. I don't listen to my people or my clients who are now my friends. I've been doing hair over 30 years, and most of my clients that I have now to this day, I've been doing for, I do have a few new clients, but majority of my clients are I've been doing for 20 years or plus, 20 year plus, right? So I know a lot about a lot of my clients, a lot. But I also don't think that I'm ever going to get into an argument or need to pull this out on them at any time, at any given time. I'm never taking in this information. And I'm also giving them information about me because something that they said about something that they might have talked about might spark something with something that happened to me and my husband, or me and somebody else before my husband. And that might, now I'm telling them some of my information. So it goes back and forth. But when it comes to being a stylist, we're therapists. We're stylists, therapists. We're a lot of things. And I've been doing this for over 30 years. So for sure, I know a lot about my clients, a lot. But I don't take their information and use it against them. So I don't feel like that's something that Angie does. Now, is she doing it to Lisa? Yeah. Yeah. She's doing it to Lisa because she's pissed. And like I said, it's all fair and love and war. You don't get to tell me how to respond to you or to react to you. You don't get to do that. You hit me in my face. You don't get to say how I get to react to you. I'm sorry. I didn't get to tell you I didn't want to be punched in my face. So you don't get to tell me how I get to react to you punching me in my face. So you got to make sure you're okay with what's going on when it comes to a fight. Now, as far as the Googling stuff and Angie telling her that stuff, and she was very specific to what she was saying, I was like, ooh, I believe Angie. But again, because you are mad at Lisa, and Heather already just told you, stop going lower, because it don't stop. You go low, she gonna go lower. She gonna go lower, you gonna go lower than that, and y'all just gonna keep going to the pits of hell. And there's no resolve there. There is nothing but I'm just gonna tell everything that I know about you, and you're gonna tell everything you know about me until there's nothing to tell no more. And then we start making up lies, and then we're just talking to just talk. So yeah, that's an abyss of bullshit. And then, but I know you fucking lying when Angie did come to her. I was like, Angie, you've been sitting on this type of stuff, like. I don't know. Why bring it up now? Why are you telling Meredith? And then the fact that Meredith don't even trust you. You talking to somebody that don't even trust you like that. So I just don't know where her angle is. I don't know where the angle Lisa is coming from. And I'm glad Meredith told her, like, I'm gonna tell Lisa it's gonna come back up. And yeah, it's gonna, but I don't get the angle where she was. If that's the case, then you might as well have said it in front of her. Y'all all three should have been out there and like, oh yeah, Lisa. Tell Meredith how you wanted me to Google wop wop wop. That's how you do it. If you're gonna do it like that, why do it behind her back and then make her go through all of that? We could just get it all on the table right in front of each other. That's how I feel like it should happen. Y'all do it together, not behind each other back. When I'm gonna go back and tell her. Yeah, I was like, that ain't cool. That ain't cool.
The issue with like Meredith being like, like I would understand now. As much as I would love the ladies to always get past like the petty BS, I understand if this reignited something for Meredith about Angie, because it's just like, yeah, like why did you like? So if this never came about, you were always going to sit on this, or you weren't, or like what? That's just weird.
What's your angle? What is the angle? Where are you going? What are you getting from this? That back to how Lisa, how Lisa and Whitney, when they were arguing, like, what are you getting from this? Where are we going with it? Are you asking me about my business because you want to know? Or are you asking me about my business so you can talk about me more? So yeah, I don't like that. I didn't like that scene. I don't know where Angie is going with it. I understand why Kev feels the way he feel about Angie, because I'm like, you're not taking heed to what Heather said. Heather said, like, literally, you don't need to respond to everything, and you're responding. And now you're going over and beyond to go start some shit. Now you're starting a fire. You literally are starting a fire right here.
But that's the thing. Like, I wouldn't be upset if Angie retaliated, but it's the fact that she's now pulling Meredith into the retaliation. That now, if I was Meredith, I'd be like, see, no, like, yeah, you could have retaliated, but like now that you're pulling me into this, that's why we said that's
maybe because she saw that Meredith was quiet, and then now here go Meredith. Remember, Meredith was at the table talking about, they just want us to, they want to make problems between us. Like, girl, shut up. Nobody's trying to make problems. Like, literally telling the truth about what you did, and now there you go. Now you're turning into a liar because you did not speak up for your friend. You said, "Well, let's wait till wait till she's in front of us to speak about it." That is not taking up for her. That is, I'm sorry, that's not a defense. That is not you coming to her defense. That's you saying, "Stop. Let's not talk about it right now."
No, she definitely didn't do enough for my taste, but I do think that it's founded in the fact that, like, Lisa, yes, I get it. Lisa reignited something when she took the stuff out the salon. I got it. And I do not have an issue with Angie responding, but it's just like, you can never trust. And I think this is kind of what Heather was speaking at before, where it's just like, yeah, you did something and now you do something. And it's just like, you guys are now both in the same boat, in my opinion, with this whole thing because of how you went about it. If Angie instead did a like she could have, I love when the Housewives they shade and they take the high road with their retaliations and stuff like that, and they do it in a way that only makes them look like the better person and not like a snake. Because in this situation, Angie, you're going to look a little snakish because you have been sitting on this information rather than bringing it up during Mad Day. Like, you could have flipped this and turned it into a better moment to, I feel like, prove that you're that girl versus like doing something that a snake would do. Like, this isn't a that girl move, I feel like.
That's true.
It's high schoolish. But I mean, nonetheless, I was satisfied. Like, hey, keep it up if it means we got something to watch to talk about down here. I'm fine with that, but I do understand that now Angie and Meredith might not be on the best terms anymore. So it is what it is.
And before we leave, it's going to literally, I don't even want to talk about it because it's literally whatever Angie is doing, it's going to spill over to her and Mary. And I'm just like, Angie, I don't think you thought this out clearly. Something about what you're doing, you're not thinking clearly. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know where end goal is. But if you are doing this and you about to have Mary mad at you, Lord have mercy.
They're back on better terms, though, thankfully. But I mean, honestly, though, at the same time, as long as she learns from it, I'm cool. I feel like a lot of times, we get these newbies and stuff like that, and we're introduced to people, and it's just like they're on an uptick for so long and stuff like that. Like, it was bound to happen. Angie was gonna have a slip up. She was gonna fumble things to some degree at some point. So I'm not shocked at this at all. This is just the regular cycle of being a housewife on the show. Like, you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some, and I think this is about time that Angie, I feel like, loses. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to see that transpire. But it's safe to say we still have a lot in store this season, y'all. Yes. I'm excited to come down here and talk about it. My sister's excited to come down here and talk about it. So definitely appreciate you guys coming through, and we appreciate all the likes, the comments, the subscriptions, the shares, all of the above. Make sure you're continuing to do all of those things. Shout out to everybody who caught this on X. Collectively, we have 46 people watching.
Nice. Hey, X.
Shout outs to everybody in the chat. We appreciate each and every one of you guys. And yeah, let's keep the conversation going in the comment section below. I don't got nothing else. Make sure you guys are following us on all of our socials that have been scrolling along the bottom the entire time. And yeah, that's all I got. That is all I got, unless you have something.
Nope, that's it. We thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for rocking with us today. Thank y'all, X, for showing up. We always appreciate you guys and y'all viewership. And you guys have a great rest of y'all day, and we see y'all in the next one.
Facts. Make sure you have your notifications on so you don't miss out. Bye.